Hello friends, I'm Harsimrat and I welcome you to our session on commonly mispronounced words. We have created several interesting features for this session. The first is a visit to Chatbir Zoo. Now this is a session in which we learn about commonly mispronounced animals and how to pronounce them correctly. The second thing, we have a session in describing people. We learn about Sunil Kumar. Now here we look at the kind of words we normally mispronounce when we talk about people. And finally, there's a little limerick, planning an outing. In this, we'll look at again several words which we continue to mispronounce day in and day out. So it's rather an interesting session, and let's get on with the session without any further ado. First of all, I'd like us to apply our pronunciation rules and mind our syllabic stress. In our previous sessions, we have studied various words which end with shun, logy, itty, ix, and ment. We know how to pronounce these words. Normally, the syllable before the suffix is stressed. For instance, let's consider a few words in a drill. Now, what's a drill? A drill is when we listen and repeat the words several times so that the practice makes us perfect. Now, I would like to invite my friend Gurpreet, who's also a trainer, to join me in this session. So now we'll take up a few commonly mispronounced words. The first word is examination. Examination. Is that correct?
No. Generally, we speak this word as examination, but the correct pronunciation of this word is examination. Please repeat after me. Examination. The stress has to be on A. Remember, the stress has to be on A. Examination.
Is there a problem with the sound? The j and the z?
Yes, the problem lies in the sound as well the stress. So we've got to take care of this. We don't have to pronounce it as j, we've got to pronounce this as z and A. Examination.
All right, so it's examination, correct?
Yes.
Now let's take the next word. Pronunciation. Is that correct?
No, we don't have to speak this word as pronunciation. We have to speak this word as pronunciation. So we've got to again lay the stress on A, and noun will become none. Remember, noun will become none. So the pronunciation of this word is pronunciation.
So we should say pronun. Get our pronun right and then continue into pronunciation. Is that right?
Yes.
Pronunciation. Okay, thank you, Gurpreet. Now let's take the third word. Now a lot of people are studying psychology these days. Are they pronouncing the word correct?
No, they're not pronouncing the word correct. It is psychology. First, the L-O-G-Y will become ligy, and the stress has to be on O. So it will become psychology.
Psychology. That's right?
Yes.
How interesting that is. I would like you people to repeat after me. Psychology. Psychology. Once more. Psychology. Good. Let's take the next word. Chronology.
No, again, this word is not chronology, it is chronology. It is same as psychology. The stress has to be on O, and L-O-G-Y will become ligy. So this word is pronounced as chronology.
Chronology. Is that right?
Perfect.
Chronology. If I can get it perfect, so can you people. Chronology. Chronology. All right. Now let's take the next word. A lot of people talk about personality. Are they pronouncing the word correct?
No, this word again is not correct. The stress has to be on na. Normally we speak it as personality. So this word is not personality, this is personality. If the stress is right, the pronunciation will be perfect. So please repeat after me. Personality.
Personality.
Yes.
Is it personality or personality?
Personality.
Okay. So you have to keep 5 syllables in mind. Personality. Personality. Is that correct?
Perfect.
I think we are doing very well in this session. We've already learnt 5 words. Examination, pronunciation, psychology, chronology and personality. So let's take another 5 words. The next word is electricity. And people are always talking about whether or not we have electricity. Is the word pronounced correct?
No, this word is not electricity. The word is electricity. So the stress has to be on tri. Electricity, not electricity.
Electricity, correct?
Yes.
Okay. The next word, apologetic. Am I right when I say I'm feeling very apologetic?
No, the word is not apologetic, and the stress does not have to be on O. It has to be on apologetic, and the PO will become PAW. Apologetic.
So we use the aw sound.
Yes.
Apologetic.
Perfect.
All right. And what about the next word, which almost everyone has a little bit of difficulty with? Academic?
No, this word again is not spoken as academic. The stress has to be on demic. So this word is academic, not academic.
Academic.
Perfect.
Academic. Good. The next word is department. Is that right?
No, the word is not department. The ment, which is in the end, will become short munt. So this will be spoken as department. Please repeat after me. Department.
Department.
Perfect.
Okay, now let's come to the last word in this section. Development.
No, this word is again not development. The stress will be on develop. So this word will be spoken as development, not development.
Development. Right?
Perfect.
Development. Okay. This has been a very useful part of the session. All of us have learned some very useful words here. Now let's move on with the session. We have a little conversation for you called out of syllabus. Remember the words we just practiced pronouncing correctly. Now we have to correct them in the conversation. So all of you have to listen very carefully. Underline the words which we are mispronouncing and make sure that you pronounce them correctly when you speak. Gurpreet, why don't you take a course to improve your pronunciation?
Why should I waste my time? I don't think there is an examination of that in the current academic year.
Personality development is not a waste of time. It's the most important department in the job market. So, did you pick the words that we mispronounced? I'm sure you did. The first word was pronunciation. The second, examination. The third, academic. The fourth, personality. And the fifth, development. There was a sixth word which we mispronounced. Can you tell me what it was? Yes, department. Now let's move on to our next feature. We have a humorous kind of a feature for you called Chatbir Joo. Now why do I say Chatbir Joo? Because a lot of us tend to mispronounce the Z sound as J. So Chatbir Zoo becomes Chatbir Joo. So this conversation focuses on commonly mispronounced animals. I would like you to list them. Before we start with the conversation, let's have a little fun. I want all of you to repeat after me. Zoo. Zoo. You've done this word, I'm sure, when you did the Z sound. But just repeat after me. Zoo. So if I take a word like zoology, zoology, zoologist, zoologist, or zoological, zoological, I need to make sure that the Z sound is correct, and of course I also need to make sure the stress is correct. So just repeat the words after me once more. Zoology, good. Zoologist, very good. And the last word, zoological, wonderful. Now listen to the conversation. It's given in your workbooks. You should read it as you listen to us speak. Gurpreet, where are we going?
We're going to Chhatbir Zoo.
What is so special about the zoo?
It houses many kinds of animal, bird and reptile.
What animals will we see there?
We'll see the Royal Bengal tiger, and we won't miss the lion safari or the deer safari.
Safari, lion safari, deer safari. Wow! What else is there in the zoo?
A lot. There are bears, monkeys, a rhinoceros, kangaroo and a crocodile.
A crocodile. That's wonderful. Are there no elephants?
On special days, you may take a ride on an elephant. Let's hope we are lucky.
I'll keep my fingers crossed.
Please do. There are the buffaloes and donkeys on the roads.
That was a rather improbable little conversation. I don't think any of us would make so many errors while we speak. But still, the idea of the conversation is just to bring a focus on the names of animals which we tend to commonly mispronounce. So this is our second drill. We'll just correct our pronunciation of the names of animals. For instance, the first animal, the tiger. How would we pronounce tiger?
It should be pronounced as tiger.
Tiger.
Yes.
How would we pronounce lion?
It should be pronounced as lion.
Lion. So what's the difference between lion and lion?
Lion is a part of your body and lion is an animal.
So we should use the long I sound. Lion, right?
Yes.
Okay. And how should I pronounce deer?
It should be spoken as with the R silent in the end. It should be spoken as just deer, not deer.
So I should say deer.
Perfect.
That's good. Thank you. Okay, now deer is correct. So is beer correct for the animal?
This word beer is not spoken as beer, so it is not an animal. Yes, bear is an animal.
So the deer and the bear, right?
Perfect.
Okay. Let's proceed with our mispronounced animals. Now there is what we all call the monkey. How would you pronounce monkey?
Monkey is not an animal. Yes, monkey is an animal.
Monkey.
Perfect.
So the mistake I make is that I use the O sound unnecessarily.
Yes.
I say monkey. It should be simply monkey. Okay, let's go over to more dangerous animals. The rhinoceros or the rhinoceros.
This is spoken as rhinoceros.
Not rhinoceros.
No.
So again I have to use the O sound, not the O sound. Rhinoceros, right?
Perfect.
Rhinoceros. And what about this Australian animal here, kangaroo?
This is definitely not spoken as kangaroo. This is spoken as kangaroo.
Kangaroo?
Yes.
But I've been hearing kangaroo all my life.
See, we've been mispronouncing that word all our life. So it is kangaroo, not kangaroo.
Kangaroo.
Yes.
Okay. And what about crocodile?
This word is spoken as crocodile.
Crocodile. Crocodile. Okay. All right. But my favorite animal, I'm sure I don't mispronounce this. It is the elephant, right?
No, it's elephant.
What's the difference?
You don't have to stress the air. It is elephant.
The sound,
Yes.
in which I don't drop my jaw. Elephant. Correct?
Perfect.
All right. Now, the remaining two animals are not in zoos. They're found outside of the roads, the buffaloes and the donkeys. How would we pronounce these?
It's not buffalo, it's buffalo.
And what about the donkey?
Donkey, there's no animal, it's donkey.
Donkey.
Yes,
So I have to say donkey, right?
that's right.
Donkey. And buffalo.
Yes, it's perfect.
So we've done a whole list of animals that we tend to commonly mispronounce, and now we'll pronounce them all correctly. But I have a few questions about syllabic stress. Now, if I take a word like birds, on which syllable do I stress?
There is only one syllable in this word, and that is birds. So you've got to stress on the complete word. So it's spoken as birds.
Birds.
Perfect.
What about animals?
The word has 3 syllables, so you've got to stress on the first syllable.
That will make it animals. Is it animals?
That's right.
Okay, animals. And there's a strange word, reptiles. How should I pronounce that?
When you speak of this word, you've got to stress on the second syllable. It has 2 syllables. One is rep and the other one is tiles. So you've got to speak this word as reptiles.
Reptiles.
Okay, Hasimrath, I have a little test for you. How would you speak this phrase? Royal Bengal tiger.
Royal Bengal tiger? No, I know it's tiger. Royal Bengal tiger.
No, it is not Royal Bengal tiger. It is Royal Bengal tiger.
Royal Bengal tiger. Correct?
That's right.
Wasn't that a very interesting feature of the session? The bit about Chhatbir Zoo and all the names of the animals. Now let's move on to people. Now this part of the session is called About Sunil. Now we learn about the kinds of words mispronounced when we talk about people in general. I would like you to listen to this passage carefully. I'll give you a brief history of a person, Sunil, and there are many words which we tend to mispronounce when we talk about people. You have to pick the mispronounced words. At the end of the passage, we will of course correct these words and be sure about how to pronounce them correctly. So let's begin with the passage. Sunil Kumar is from a business family. His father owns a small factory unit which manufactures clothes hangers made of steel. After school, Sunil had started working with his father. But he was really not interested in the work. So he decided to lead an independent life. His father accepted his point. His mother told him to get a government job because of job security. But Sunil wanted to enhance his customer handling skills. So he started working in a hotel as a customer care executive. He did well and was promoted. He is now a manager. His success is due to his strong character. I hope you've heard the passage very carefully and you've made a list of all the commonly mispronounced words. Now we'll just go through all these words once more and Gurpreet will tell us how to pronounce them correctly. Let's start with the first word, business.
It is pronounced as business. Please repeat after me. It's business.
The next word is factory.
It is pronounced as Factory. Please repeat after me. Factory.
Manufacture. Manufacture.
It is pronounced as manufacture. Please repeat. Manufacture.
Next, hangers. How will we pronounce this correctly?
It is hangers. Please repeat. Hangers.
Okay. And how will we pronounce school?
It is spoken as school. Please repeat. School.
Next, working.
It is again pronounced as working. Please repeat after me. Working.
How will we pronounce interested correctly?
It is pronounced as interested. Please repeat. Interested.
Next word, decided.
It is spoken as decided. Decided.
Our next word is independent.
It is spoken as independent. Independent.
Next, accepted.
It is pronounced as accepted. Accepted.
Next, government. How will I pronounce government correctly?
It is pronounced as government. Government.
And what about security?
It is pronounced as security. Security.
The next word, enhance.
No, it's pronounced as enhance. Enhance.
Let's come to the next word, customer.
It's spoken as customer. Customer.
The next common word, started. Started.
It's spoken as started. Started.
What's wrong with hotel? Everyone says hotel.
Hotel is in Hindi. You speak it as hotel. Hotel.
Now what's wrong with this word, executive?
It is spoken as executive. Executive.
The next word, promoted.
It is pronounced as promoted. Promoted.
What's wrong with this very mispronounced word, manager?
It's spoken as manager. Manager.
The next, character. Character.
It is spoken as character. Character.
And the last word, success. Success.
It is spoken as success. Success.
So what's the difference between success and success?
The difference between success and success is we have to stress on the second syllable, not on the first. If we stress on the second, it will become success. Success.
So that was a very useful part of the session, because we all tend to mispronounce these words day in and day out. Now let's move on to our next feature. This is a short limerick. What's a limerick? A limerick is a light-hearted sort of a poem. It's called Planning an Outing. But before we begin, I'd like to bring your attention on something. It's outing. Ow. Ow. As in out. Outing. Not outing. A lot of people tend to say outing as though it's the or sound. Now onwards, we will all say outing. Let's begin. The poem is also given in your workbooks. You may read it as you listen, but please don't start reading and stop listening. That's not the aim. Let's begin. It's a hot Wednesday in August. Where should we go today? Nowhere, it's too hot and humid. We'll stay at home and pray for beautiful October, when the weather is so fine. And let's not forget it's shopping time. Before miserable December, January and February too make an Arctic out of
Punjab
and leave me cold and blue. By the 15th of March, it's springtime again. We'll plan an outing in the monsoon rain. So how did you like this limerick? Nothing to write home about. It's not the poetry of Wordsworth. That was a rather easy little poem. Nothing difficult about it at all. But even within these 14 simple lines, there are so many words which are often mispronounced. I would like to draw your attention to these words. I'll just mispronounce these words the way I hear a lot of people doing it. And we'll ask Gurpreet to correct the pronunciation. Let's begin. Gurpreet, how would you correct Wednesday?
It is spoken as Wednesday. Wednesday.
And how would you correctly pronounce August?
It is pronounced as August. August.
Now, a lot of people say where, W-H-E-R-E, where. What should they do to correct their pronunciation?
They should speak it as where. Where.
And what about the word today?
It is pronounced as today. Today.
So the A sound is rather long at the end of the word. Yes?
Perfect.
Okay, thank you. The next word is nowhere.
As we corrected where, so this word will be pronounced as nowhere. Nowhere.
A lot of people don't know how to pronounce this word. H-U-M-I-D. Is it humid?
No. It is pronounced as humid. Humid.
And what about beautiful?
It is pronounced as beautiful. Beautiful.
What about the month of October?
It is pronounced as October. October.
How would we pronounce weather?
It is spoken as weather. Weather.
So what's the difference between what I said and what you said?
Normally when we speak weather, we are biting our lips. In this case of weather, we don't have to bite our lips. We've got to get our lips close enough to speak the word weather. Weather.
And what about the next word? Forget. What's wrong with forget?
For is one word, but when we need to speak the complete word F-O-R-G-E-T, it will be spoken as forget. Forget.
That's wonderful. Now let's come to the next word. Shopping. I don't think there's anything wrong with shopping.
Sometimes people call it as shopping. So we will speak it as shopping.
So basically it should be one P, not two P's.
Perfect.
So I will not say shopping, I'll say shopping.
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 Perfect.
Okay, let's come to the next word. Miserable.
This word is pronounced as miserable. Miserable.
Miserable. And the next month, December.
It is pronounced as December. December.
What about January?
It is spoken as January. January.
And what about February?
It is pronounced as February. February.
So it's pronounced in a similar manner. January, February.
Yes, perfect.
Okay. And what about this Arctic?
It is spoken as Arctic. Arctic.
I think a lot of people try to call it Arctic.
That's right.
So we have to pronounce the K sound, right?
Perfect.
And what about the next word? 15th. What am I mispronouncing when I say 15th?
When you speak of this word 15th, you've got to stress on the second half of the word. That is, the second syllable. So we'll speak it as 15th. 15th.
15th.
Yes.
Okay. We've got another month, March.
In this word, the R is weak. So we'll speak it as March. March.
And what about spring? What's wrong with that? Spring is the season before summer.
Okay, this word is not spring. It is spoken as spring. Spring.
All right, it's spring. If I had to say the word again, would I be saying something wrong?
Yes. Gain is a separate word. So we will pronounce this word as again. Again.
And the word outing, I think I've explained that. It's outing. It's not outing or outing. Outing. That's right?
Perfect.
Okay, let's come to the last word in the section. Monsoon. Now what's wrong with that?
When you speak of this word monsoon, you don't have to stress on the second syllable. You'll be stressing on the first one. So it'll be pronounced as monsoon.
Monsoon.
Perfect.
And not monsoon.
That's
Okay,
right.
I've learned a new word today. Now let's take up some more words which are commonly mispronounced. The first is decision. Is that correct, Gurpreet?
The word is decision. Decision.
Decision.
That's right.
That's right. And what about the next word? Is it decade?
It is spoken as decade. Decade. Decade is a period of 10 years, whereas decade, a thing which has gone rotten.
So when I want to talk about 10 years, I'll always say decade. And what about the word pleasure?
It is spoken as pleasure. Pleasure.
So I have to be careful of the j sound, pleasure. Correct?
Perfect.
Thank you. Let's take up the next word, accent.
No, this word is pronounced as accent. Accent.
That's what all of us have been learning, right? Accent. Now, how do you pronounce it? Is it product or product?
It is pronounced as product. Product.
I really don't know what the problem is. Interrogative. Interrogative sentence?
No, it is pronounced as interrogative. Interrogative.
Okay, interrogative. When I take up a simple word, Y-E-A-R, and call it ear, why am I wrong?
Ear is a part of your body. And year, when you speak of the word Y-E-A-R, it is spoken as year. It starts with a year sound. Year.
Am I right when I say demonstration?
No, it is pronounced as demonstration. Demonstration.
Okay. And let's talk about these places we know. Now I know that, you can pronounce proper nouns whichever way you feel like, but there are set ways too. For example, ASIA, is it Asia or Asia?
It is spoken as Asia. Asia.
Am I wrong when I say Brazil?
Yes, because this word is spoken as Brazil.
Have you heard the song, Gurpreet? There is this very merry song which says Brazil. Have you heard that?
Yeah, I've heard of that song, but the word is used in a song that is not pronounced correctly.
Okay, the correct pronunciation would be Brazil.
That's right.
But if you say Brazil, you can't sing. Correct?
That's correct.
Okay. What about the word England?
It is spoken as England. England.
And finally, closer home, what about Delhi? The capital of India?
Yes, it is pronounced as Delhi. Delhi.
So where do we go wrong when almost all of us mispronounce Delhi? Where do we go wrong?
Generally, you speak daily, which means her rose. So we're talking about a state, that is Delhi.
With that, we come to the end of the session. Now, how many words do you think we have revised today? How many words? Let me give you the exact figure. We have revised 84 words. That's a lot. Now, you'd learnt all these words earlier in your accent sessions. We have simply revised them and brought your attention to the fact that these words are so commonly mispronounced. So please take care that you don't mispronounce these words again. I'll see you again in some other session. Till then, goodbye.